Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. On this video today, I want to talk about the visa refusal because I have found a lot of clients that come to me saying, I have everything in order, I have a company that is offering me the job opportunity, but my visa keeps being refused. We don't know what we're doing wrong. The employer has given me everything. They're even contacting me to follow up on what's happening, how far, but when I keep going back, my visa is being refused and stuff. So I found people coming to me asking me how can they fix this and how can they work around this. So from this information, I was like, let me make a video to advise people to make sure they get their documents in order before going to apply for that visa, because the refusal is not just a refusal. It affects your life, it affects the future, it affects everything that you're going to do in future. So I prepared 10 points for this video that I'm going to focus on. It's not like 10 steps, but points that you have to focus on before you do this video thing, and so that you know what does being refused mean and how does that affect you in future in your life. So okay, let's get into it. Point number one, it's the refusal itself. So because that, just because you have the employer offering you the job opportunity and you applied for this job and you got the letter proving that you got the employment and you are eligible to work or to get the job with them, they want you to come over. The visa officials, they don't know what you know. So from what I have seen, when someone goes all out, applies for a job and gets the job offer, and the employer is calling them every day saying, are you done applying for the visa? When can I expect you in Ireland? When are you thinking you're gonna come in? What's happening? For them, like there's a video that I made about the critical skills list. Yes, you are critically in demand. You are in demand. The employer has offered you the opportunity to come and work. They have given you the paperwork to go and apply for your visa. Yourself, out of excitement or out of stress or out of everything, you end up going to apply for your visa, forgetting other documents and not putting your documents in order. There is a whole lot that happens around this situation, which to you feel like it's not a big deal, because I can prove that I got the job. I can prove that I have the employer in Ireland talking to me on the phone saying, I have the job for you. So to you, it's not a big deal. But for the people that are doing the visas, for the person that is providing you with a visa, they don't know you. They don't know that employer. They don't know anything about you. All they want is professionalism. They want your documents to be in order. So before you get too much excited, you start jumping, you start running around, make sure you have all the documents in order and go apply for the visa when you are ready to apply. That job won't go because they have offered you the job offer already. What you need to do is to keep going and keep doing the right thing. Keep going, keep doing the right thing, and yes, apply for that. So number one, if you just go there without all documents because you feel like they know the employer, they know the company, and have been offered the job offer, one, you risk or you stand a high chance of being refused. Straight away, you will be refused. There is no question on that. You might be like, they are not fair because I have everything in order and I have this. You don't have everything in order. This is why they are refusing you. I have found clients that come to me so frustrated saying, I have the job offer, I can prove it. You can prove it, but a visa requires all documents, everything, or the list that you are getting. You should make sure you do it right. If you don't know the list, come to me, ask other travel agencies. I wouldn't actually say come to me because I'm not a travel agent and I don't like doing the visa things. I don't do visas for you guys. That one is straight. Those people that come to me asking about visa, just share what I know and give them advice, because I have applied for visas before. I know what it takes and I know how the interviews are and everything. I can give you advice. That's my job, to advise you, but I do not apply visas for people. If you feel like you cannot apply for the visa yourself, you need someone to help you, contact people that specialize on that, doing visas for people. travel agencies, they do visas for you. So go and get someone to help you if you can't do it yourself. If you can do it yourself, gather all the documents, have a list of what is wanted. If you don't know where you can get the list, go to the embassy of that country, ask them that I have given a job offer by this company and I want to apply for the visa. What do I need? They will tell you what you need, then you can apply for that visa with all the documents. Don't take a risk of just applying, saying I will apply. If something is missing, they will tell me, then I will come back again. You are risking your life. So number one, I said you risk refusal. Number two, your refusal stays on your file. I know this is a big one and people don't know that. Your refusal stays on the file. On that embassy that you applied for, the refusal is there on the file. And the funny part, EU or European countries, they share the system. Once you are refused by Ireland, Portugal already knows as well that you were refused by Ireland. France already knows that you were refused by Ireland. Like those EU countries, it's on the system. They already know. So now being refused doesn't just affect that country alone, especially if it's an EU country. It affects all other EU countries. So it's on the system already, and there's a lot that they can learn from you having that refusal on the system. Then the other thing that you might face or you get to, your next application or any other future application is going to receive more love and more attention, if I should say that. There will be more love because they will focus on that. Once you are refused once, next time you are applying, because it's on the system already, they are now being more strict with your application because they wonder why were you refused before and now you are trying again. Like once you are refused once, the second time there's more love into it. The third time there's even much more love into it. So you can still have a job offer from a company in Ireland and have things done on your side and still be refused visa to come to Ireland. Why? Because you have received a lot of love. You have done a lot of mistakes before, which now makes them doubt you if you are really here to do the right thing or the wrong thing. Because if you can't follow simple, straight instructions on what you're supposed to submit and when and how, and you decide to do your own thing, now they are worried that when we bring you to our country, what more things are you going to do wrong instead of following proper instructions? So that's how easy I put it, and that's how you're supposed to understand. Follow the rules, put a visa with all the documents required. If they ask for another document, as long as your application has started, do not give up. Run around, get that document, and make sure you do the right thing, you submit it. Because that refusal is going to affect you. It's going to stay on your system. Your next applications will be receiving much more love compared to someone that is applying visa for the first time. Then number 4 on the list is the loss of your application fee. Of course, this is an obvious one. Once you, when you apply for the visa, they normally say it on their website and on the thingy there that your application fee is gone. Whether you get the visa or not, your application fee is gone. So you lose your money if that money was important to you. Then the other thing is that you lose credibility. So losing credibility, it's a bit of what I have already explained on point number 3, that you receive more love on your application because now they are worried. Who are you? Why do you keep applying for visa and being declined? So the reasons of being declined might be as simple as I don't want to put my client stories when I'm doing these videos. Like it might be as simple as you forgetting to upload a certain document, or you um, forgetting to put another document. Then they go through your visa and that document is not there. Then they tell you, we need this. If you don't have it, you can't go on. And you relax and your time passes and they end up declining you because there is no enough proof, there is no enough documents, everything that they need, you did not provide. So to you, it's something so small that I got a job offer in Ireland. I went to try to apply for a visa. They wanted more documents that I didn't have. When I was contacting my employer again, the employer was tired of me contacting. Then I ended up giving up. That's a simple thing that it sounds very simple. Yes, I ended up giving up. It was too much. But it's now on the system and you have lost credibility because of starting something and leaving it halfway, or of starting something without all the documents. And when they ask you for more documents, you don't have them. So number 6 on the list, applying many times, because some people they do that. You apply first time, you get declined. for something, then you apply for the second time. If first you got declined, you saw how you got declined, then you still go back and apply again, still you don't have enough things, then you get declined for the second. So now applying multiple times and still not getting the visa, it's already putting you almost out. I would say once you do one first, twice, second, three times, chances of you getting the EU visa again, they become very hard. It's not impossible, it's possible, but it becomes very hard. Especially they might look at the situations why and why were you declined, but it becomes very tough. So that credibility is gone for you, and there is like now serious things happening on your profile. Your profile becomes very weak unless if you wake up tomorrow and change your name, but your profile is almost gone at that moment. Then point number 7, this one, I added it. It's important, but at the same time, it's a straightforward thing. Fake documents. I don't know why would you try to apply visa with fake documents. Some people they do it though, but that thing, once they catch you, it's the end. It's done. Fake documents they will end you. So if possible, try to do things properly. Uh, I'm always proud to say I'm coming from South Africa, and from where I grow up, connection is the key. Uh, Maplenyana, Jayami, that's what we say. Make a plan, but then that was the system that was there, and I feel like South Africa was allowing it. But Europe, what I have learned with Europe, Europe is straightforward and so strict. There might be corruption in Europe. There might be things that are done, cold drinks, like in South Africa, cold drink. They might be there, but it's very hard and they are very rare, and it's very hard to go through it. And even if you do it, you might not survive with it. It's not gonna pay off. If you want to come to Europe, first things first, fix the mentality of shortcuts, of trying to get through things quick, quick, fast, fast, and trying to win things not the right way, cheating the system. Once you come to Europe with that mindset, even if you might fake your documents for a visa and manage to come to Europe, when you are here, that system that is inside you, that mentality, it's going to destroy you eventually, because you're going to try to fake things again, you're going to try to cheat the system again, and they will catch you, then you'll be in trouble. So if you're going to apply for your visa, do things by the book, follow the right procedure, and make sure you have the right documents, because at the end of the day, it's still going to backfire. Truth, if you want to be well in Europe, be truthful, do things the right way, avoid fake documents, avoid anything that has to do with lies and fake. Otherwise, you're going to end your life. You might succeed on your first try, second, but on the third one, you'll be out and it won't work out for you. So do things the right way. Then number 8 on the list, it's the delays in achieving your goals. Because the more you keep applying for these visas and the more you get declined, now you the employer in Ireland that is waiting for you, they might end up giving up on you, because they offered maybe 10 of you job offers and job opportunities. 9 of them are already there, or 8, and you are still stuck there trying to apply for a visa and you are failing. It's not their job as the employer to go all out. I have found someone asking me, why can't they help me? The employer is, his job is to offer you the job offer, to say we need this person because he has the right skills for our company, but he doesn't go all out to apply for the visa for you. You apply your own visa, you go your own way to prove yourself, because you have to do fingerprints, you have to do any other things. So the employer can just offer you a job, but the rest is up to the visa people to decide if you are allowed to come into their country or not. And the other thing, the employer can give you a job offer, then you get a visa to leave from South Africa to Ireland. But when you get to Ireland, if they question you, the immigration control officers by Dublin Airport, if they question you and they feel like your story doesn't make sense, whatever you're saying doesn't balance, they have a right to return you. You have the job offer, you have applied for a visa, maybe it took you 6 months to apply for that visa, you ran around, went up and down, but when you get to Dublin Airport, they ask you, why are you here? What are you gonna do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Those people, they ask you questions as if they are interviewing you for a job or for your life or anything. They will ask you questions. If you look like you don't know what you want in life and where you want to go in life, if you look like you have no direction in life, they might return you. and now you'll be blaming them. These people like did everything. You didn't do everything. You have to know everything about your life, why you're planning to come to Ireland, what is happening, what is your future plans, what are your goals, everything. You have to have it in order so that you can get approved and you can actually get to Ireland. What point was I in? Was I on number 8? Oh, now we're coming to point number 9. Point number 9 is the impact on other visas. Because yes, the EU, they share the system. So now anything that is on the EU system, it can be seen with any country that is on the EU. That system is shared. So it's already affecting you on the EU. But again, other countries besides EU, if you decide to go to Canada, they will ask you when you're applying for their job opportunities aside or applying for a visa with them as well. They will ask you, have you ever received a visa refusal before? If you say yes, that's when now they start giving your application more love again, because now they want to know why were you refused visa, and are you a dangerous person or are you a bad person? They want now to find out more about you. So now it's now affecting your future and around other countries as well. So be careful with this visa before you start jumping to running to apply for visa. Be careful. And the last point is that the emotional stress. This one is a big one. Guys, the stress of running around, because you lose money, you lose a lot, and sometimes people don't worry about money, but the emotional stress around it, I know how it feels. Right now I'm also in the process of applying for a visa. I'm waiting for my what do you call it, results or for decision. The stress of just running around to apply for the visa and waiting for the decision, waiting for it's already stressful enough. Imagine if you are being declined many times and you are running around and you are doing all that. I feel like the stress becomes double or triple. So be careful with this visa thing before you just starting into it, because what I have noticed, some people, they feel like, oh, it's just visa, they take it for granted, they take it so easy, while this is not that much easy. You have to focus before you just jump onto this, and make sure you have all the documents in order, follow the rules, and try to listen to them when they are telling you what they want, what they need. If you feel like you still need more information, you can WhatsApp us. I'm going to give you the list, maybe if I have the list, especially in Ireland, the list of what you're supposed to have, because there are different kind of visas. Like I did another one about the school one. There's visas for people that are coming to work. There's like different kinds of visas. So if you are offered a job offer, or you applied with school, then you get the opportunity to study in Ireland, and you need to apply the visa, the study visa. So you can contact me. I'll give you the list. I will advise you on what to check and what to follow. But I won't apply for you. I do not help people to apply. If you need someone to do that, contact travel agencies, contact other companies or other people. I don't even know who you should contact, but contact someone that does that. Myself, I just give advice. My job is to advise you and tell you what you can face and how you're gonna face it. That's it. Thank you, guys. That's it on this video. My next video, I'm gonna talk about the bans, the travel bans. If you wanna know what causes people to be banned from traveling from one country to another country, and what to do to avoid being banned in other countries, you can watch on my next video that is gonna be uploaded soon. Thank you, guys. See you on my next video.